Hey, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about juggling. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to juggle from scratch. All right, and it's not that hard. A lot of people say, oh, I can't juggle, but trust me, if you can type on a computer, if you can sew, if you can wash dishes, you can also learn how to juggle. So I'm going to give you a couple of hints. I'm going to teach you the basic flow, and then we're going to get started. Okay, so one hint is making your own juggling bean bags. All right, so this is a tennis ball. I don't know if you can hear it though. I made it into a juggling bean bag. And the reason I'm showing you that is that it's not like a tennis ball where it's got that bounce to it. Instead, it hits and it lands on my hand, or it lands on the ground, and it acts like a bean bag. It stops and doesn't roll away, doesn't bounce away so very much. Now, I made this myself. What I did was I took a box cutter, which I have because of all the Amazon boxes in the world, and I cut a little slit in it just like that. So I took this and I made it just about the length of the blade, not very much bigger. All right. And I don't know if you can see what's inside there, but what I put inside there is popcorn kernels. All right, just popcorn kernels. And I would say not to use popcorn kernels. It's just what I had around the house. But beans, like red beans or regular beans that are dry beans, because they're bigger and they won't come out of this little hole. All right. But once you cut the hole, it lets the air out. It gives you a chance to fill it up. And then you fill it up with the beans, and then you might take a little super glue and just super glue that closed. And now you've got a juggling bean bag that's heavier than a regular tennis ball, but it also doesn't bounce away so far. Okay. Now, you can't see it here, but I am right at the end of my bed. This is my bedroom. That's my television at the foot of my bed. And the reason I'm here is because when I drop the ball, it falls on my bed and I don't have to bend over to pick it up, because I'm going to drop a lot of balls. That's the thing. You want to drop a lot of balls. It's not hard. That's part of juggling. As a matter of fact, you want to drop 1,000 balls because that means that you're practicing. Okay, so I'm going to be here at the foot of my bed. I'm going to be using bean bags. These are professional bean bags. I'll put a link in the bottom of them. I brought them from Brian Dubé Juggling Equipment. And I've been buying my juggling equipment from Dubé since the early 90s. When I did my first juggling tape in 1990, Brian Dubé himself said it was one of the best training videos he had ever seen. And he asked me, who the heck are you? I've never heard of you. And that's because he hadn't been hanging out with Ronald McDonald, right? So this, I'm remaking this for you guys right now. So the first thing you do is you just play with one ball. Okay. Now, most people will throw the ball and it will go way far out. And the reason is because when you're a kid, you're taught, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. So your parents are always having you throw them the ball. So your natural thing to do is to throw the ball out. So you have to retrain yourself. You want to train yourself to throw it straight up and down. So that's the first thing I do. I just start with one ball. Just get used to throwing it up and down, playing with it, maybe doing bouncing it off your arm, bing, that kind of stuff, maybe behind your back, under your leg, anything like that. Just get used to throwing the ball and catching it with yourself, because that's what you're doing with juggling, is you're playing catch with yourself. So just do that for a while. Notice that I caught one this way. Okay, that's called a claw grab, where you catch it up here. You want to try to avoid that, so I wouldn't do that early. I want to try to keep it down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Now, the first thing to remember, or the first thing to realize, is it's not a straight X, right? It's not a straight X, and it's not a circle, okay? What it is it's a infinity sign, okay? It's up to here, down to here, up to here, down to here, up to here, down to here. So it's kind of an infinity sign. And when you're juggling and when you're starting juggling, the thing you're going to want to focus on are the catches. You're going to make those catches. But I'm going to tell you that's not where you want to focus. You want to focus on your throws, and you want to hit a spot just a little bit, right at head height, right over here, and you want it to stop at that spot. The reason is if it goes through that spot, now I have to adjust over here. It's a harder catch. If it's shorter than that spot, I have to adjust here. But if it hits that spot directly, it drops into my hand. So I'm trying to focus on hitting the spots. So when I throw with one hand, I want to hit the spot on this side. When I throw with the other hand, I want to hit the spot on this side. So it's like this, all right? And the better you hit that spot, the better you're going to be at juggling, okay? So practice that. Practice kind of throwing a little bit, and it's not out here. It's just to the right and left of center. Boom, 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 boom. And notice that's where my eyes are. I'm not even going up and down with the ball. All I'm worried about is the throws. Because if those throws are good, the catches will follow. Throw, 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 throw. So practice that a little bit. You might also try different heights. I'm going to go out of frame, but that's okay. Different heights, really low, back and forth, really low. You'll notice even when I go under my hand, I'm still basically hitting that spot. That's what I'm after. Still trying to hit that spot because that's when it falls right into my hand. So do that until you can do that without dropping it for 5 minutes. Practice, that gets you warmed up. Now you're ready to move to 2 balls. What I'm going to do with 2 balls is the same thing. I'm just going to go across to that spot and across to this spot. But I'm not going to do them at the same time. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing both at the same time. I'm doing one at a time. Left, right. So I go left, right. So it's left, and then as that starts to come down, I want to throw it before that comes down. Left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. And you want to actually count to yourself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So do that a few times. And what you'll do wrong, there'll be a couple of things you'll do wrong. You'll throw them both at the same time. You'll go 1, 2. You'll go 1, 2. You'll catch it before you throw it. You want to make that catch so that you can open your hand to throw it. When I throw this, then I catch it. So it's throw, opens up your hand to catch. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it low, down below your head. 1, 2, 1, 2, because it's easier to control. 1, 2, 1, 2. So if I were going to keep going, that's what it would look like. This is the 3rd ball, right? You don't have to do that, but 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. And also start with your right hand once, start with your left hand once. 1, 2, stop. 1, whoops. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. So get used to that 1, 2. You're also trying to throw them both the same height. Most people will do this. They'll do 1 here, 2 here. The problem with that is 1 here, 2 here, 3 becomes here. You want to keep them both the same height. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Same height. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you want to do that where you can do it 10 times starting with each hand. 10 times starting with the right. 1, 2. 10 times starting with the left. 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2. Right? And count each time. Now you're ready for 3 balls. 3 balls is the same thing. We're not going to do anything special with that 3rd ball. We're just going to hold it in our hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Same thing, just holding it in our hand, getting used to it. Okay? So practice that for a little while. Then switch it to the other hand. Because every time you practice something with your right hand, practice it with your left. Most people think they have a dominant hand and a weak hand, and that's true. But usually that's because they practice their dominant hand quite a bit more than their weak hand. So I'm going to say always practice whatever you do with your weak hand, practice with your dominant hand. Practice with your weak hand, practice with your dominant hand. Practice with your weak hand, practice with your dominant hand. If you do that from the beginning, you're going to be a much stronger juggler. Okay? All right, so now we're going to actually try it. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay? But what I'm not doing is throwing them all at the same time. All right, so I'm going to throw that first one up. It's going to be in the air. Now here's what happens with this hand. When I throw that up, now I let that come down into my fingertips. I don't keep it back here. So I go up and this comes down into my fingertips. Up, that comes down into my, so practice that maybe a couple times where you throw it up and you let that come down into your fingertips. You want this into your fingertips. Boom. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, 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 point, 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 point. And I always start with the hand that has two. So you always start with the hand that has two, whether it's your right hand or your left hand. So 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. And I just practice that. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. So I'm starting with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, stop. Starting with my left hand. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. So do that a few times, maybe again 10 times starting with each hand. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. Now you may need to take a break. All right, you may need to pause and take a break because your hands are learning something new. Your brain is learning something new. Come back to it after 5. Take a break. Come back to it after 5. Now we're going to move to the next step though. The next step is I don't care how many times in a row you get done, but you want to try to keep going, okay? So every time I throw it here, I clear, catch, clear, catch, clear, catch, clear, catch. And I can go forever, but I'm focusing on the points. I'm focusing on the points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See, as long as I'm going to each point, I could go forever. And notice how fast it is. It's not this fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's fast when you keep it that low. Up at head high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's what you want to do. You want to try to get it into that rhythm. That rhythm, not just counting to 4, go way past 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to want to count. You're going to want to stop at 2. You're going to want to stop at 3. Push yourself to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what you're shooting for is 9 throws controlled, 9 throws and catches. If you can do 9 throws and catches, then that's considered juggling. 3 revolutions of the balls, 3 times 3. 9 throws and catches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've done it. I'm a juggler. Nine throws is considered juggling. So that's what you want to shoot for now. Practice until you can get 9 throws. Take a break after that. Maybe come back tomorrow. Okay. Start all of this again. Start with 1, go to 2, 1, 2, go to 3 in your hand, and then count up to 9 or 10. Now, you don't have to stop there. If you kept going to 12 or 15 or 20 or 30, that's what I want you to do because it's the rhythm. Get that rhythm. If you can get up to 10, 20, 15, 30, you'll start to feel the rhythm and you'll start to realize what it really feels like to keep juggling. And that's what you're shooting for initially. Keep juggling. So here's a couple of things you're going to find that you might be doing wrong. Okay. So sometimes you're not coming under. You're not coming under. See, remember this is a figure 8, an infinity figure, right? What you want to do, people are used to throwing overhand. So they're going to want to do this. So you might be seeing yourself do this, you know, like this, where you're not under. It's rough. It's because you're going outside instead of underside. Or another thing you might do is you might do this, where you're scooping it and throwing it back towards yourself. People who do that, usually I've found, started doing this with baseballs when they play baseball or softballs. They'll scoop it, scoop it, because a scoop is easier catch. Scoop, Seems like an easier catch, I should say, but it's a lot more work. This is much more work than this. This is much easier. So try to keep it side to side to side, and under, up, under, up. Now another thing you might do wrong is you might be losing them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, like because you're throwing sideways. It's not throwing sideways, it's throwing up. It's up and to this side of center, up and to this side of center. So it's better to be closer up here than it is out here, because if you miss going sideways, you got to really compensate. If you miss going up, it's just, you just have to compensate a little bit. So it's up, 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 just like that. Okay. Now the third thing you're going to find out is you can only get to 3 or 4 throws. What happens if you're only making 3 or 4 throws? It's because they're not the same height. The first throw's here, the second throw's here, the third throw's there, the fourth throw's here. So you're going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can't keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're not keeping them the same height. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't get it up going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to keep them the same height. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about, problems that people have, is you might not be able to let go of that third one. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's because you're not rolling it down into your fingertips. You have to let it come down into your fingertips. All right. And what's another thing that people have trouble with? Oh, you might have taught yourself how to do like baseballs like this. All right. You might be doing this, and that feels good, easy. But when you add the third ball to it, that is a very difficult juggling pattern, because you're doing 2 things at the same time with each hand, or you're doing both hands at the exact same time. That's a much harder juggle with 3. So what happens is you wind up, you can't make that second throw. 1, you go 1, 2, you want to keep going 1, 2, and you want to keep it going that way. If that's true, switch to your other hand and start with your other hand every time until you break that 1, 2, 3, because the other hand doesn't have that muscle memory. This hand does, this hand won't. So start with your other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Get that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now I'm going to show you some exercises to make your juggling stronger, faster. Okay. Now I'm going to do a couple of exercises. All right. I'm going to shrink myself down as much as I can, back up a little bit, because I want to try to get a little higher. All right, because now what I'm doing is I'm going higher and lower, and higher and lower, and higher and lower. So do that. This is like a warm-up thing. You do different heights. That will help you keep control. It helps you get used to the balance. Now the next thing is you want to bring one out of cycle. So I'm going to use this pink one. That is pink, I guess. And I'm going to throw it a little bit higher. You ready? 1, 2, 3, here it comes. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, here it comes. Up and down. Now I'll do it with the other hand. Up and down. Very good. Now I'll do it with the other hand. Up and down. So that looks so easy when I do it, right? But what you want to do, when you throw that one up, you're going to want to throw the second one up. It's hard to break. You want to do up, 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 up. Your body just naturally wants to repeat it. All right, so you have to bring up and wait. You bring it up and you wait for that to come down. Here we go. Up, boom. All right, up, wait, boom. Up, wait, boom. Up, wait, boom. All right, so practice that. So you practice the whole pattern, different heights. Then you practice one breaking out different heights. All right. Now the next thing you want to practice is 2 with one hand. Again, a lot of people will scoop it. Scoop, scoop. That's not what you want to do. You want to still keep this direction going. But now what happens is, instead of me aiming for this spot in the air over here, I'm aiming back for this spot. So I'm throwing to this right spot. And it seems weird because you feel like you have to kind of throw it backwards. All right. So I'm actually throwing it right here, like that. All right. And then when you do that with 2, it looks like this. So I'm going to do 5 with each hand, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll do 5 with the other hand. Notice again, when I drop it, I just reach down to my bed and pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The reason for that is that takes you to another level. You all of a sudden you're doing 2 in each hand, which is what leads to 4 balls. But by doing 2 in each hand, your eye-hand coordination speeds up. And then when you go back to 3, you're going to find, oh my gosh, that's so much easier. So much easier. All right. So now we're going to put all that together. Okay. So remember how I threw the 1 out as separate? I'm going to throw 1 out separate and go into 2 with one hand. All right. So I'm going to juggle along. I'll do the pink one again because that's what I started with. I'm going to bring the pink one around. It'll go up separate and I go into 2 with one hand. Okay, let's go the other direction. All right, here we go. Up separate, 2 with that hand. Okay. The idea being that if I count how many I do with each hand, so I'm going to do 3 with each hand. The third one, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and then the third one I'm going to cross over to here and change hands. So watch what happens. I'll start with the pink one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, cross. 1, 2, 3, cross. 1, 2, 3, cross. 1, 3, cross. 1, 2, 3, cross. 1, 2, 3, cross. So do you see how that's really raising your level up? You're having to think. You're doing different patterns at the same time. You're breaking out and you're controlling it. All right. If you can get to that point, 1, 2, 3, cross, 1, 2, 3, cross, 1, 2, 3, cross, you're ready to really start learning tricks. Okay. There are a couple of more things I want to show you, but this is still just warm-ups. I'm using this as warm-up. So I'll do that every day. I'll start with a basic pattern. I'll break 1 out, 1 higher, 1 lower, 1 higher, 1 lower, 1 higher, 1 lower. Then I'll do the 2 with right hand, 2 with left hand. Then I'll do the cross. Then I'll do the cross. Then I do 1 more warm-up activity. And once you get this, then you're really ready to go. Okay? It's called a 1-up, 2-up. Columns. So I'm doing 1 in the middle, 2 on the outside. 1 up, 2 up. So it actually goes like this. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Okay? So I'm really doing 2 with my right hand. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Ready? Here we go. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Boom. Now you might want to go a little higher. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. I'm just trying to keep it in the frame. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. And you notice they weren't perfect columns, but you know, with practice you do better. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Okay? 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. So you can practice it with your left hand. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Right? 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Stop. 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 Practice that a few times. You might even do this. You might practice 2 with your right hand and then go to right and left, right and left, right and left. No circle. Switch. Practice. No circle. Then go back into circle. Then practice. All right? It's basically the same juggle. You're just practicing either columns or circles. Okay? Here's what you're working towards. All right, once you can get that, once you get the 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, you'll start with that. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, and then back into juggling. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. Okay, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. Then, of course, I do it because I'm so used to it. You go into the full pattern where you go in and out of it. You're juggling along, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. Juggling along, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. So practice each one of these phases. Each one of these phases will make the previous phase easier. Just keep practicing. Just keep practicing. Drop it 20 times, drop it 50 times, drop it 100 times. Stand by your bed so that you're right there. Once you get these down, then you're able to really start practicing tricks. okay? But the idea is you really want control. You're not throwing it high to give yourself time. You're throwing it basically just head height, maybe just barely above your head, because you want to control it. Control it. Throw one high. Pretty good. Here we go. One high. Pretty good. Here we go. One high. 1, 2, 3, cross. 1, 2, 3, cross. 1, 2, 3, cross. Now we're going to do 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, back into juggling. See, it already looks pretty crazy? It does. Those are just warm-ups, right? But those are actually tricks that you can use later in your show. So now I'm just going to show you a few basic tricks with 3 that I use. So here is the basic tricks, and I'm just going to do a bunch of them, all right? So I have to just think about them, right? So I can break out of this pattern. I'm doing under, 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 under. I can do what's called tennis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to try to hit that point. So instead of going under to hit that point, I'm going to try to do over to hit that point. I'm still aiming for the same point. See how that works? Over, 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 over. All right. That's a little harder because if I miss the point, I'm going to have to reach. So I'm actually kind of, instead of aiming for that same point, I'm aiming for a little bit shorter than that point because it is going that way. Here we go. Over, 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 over. Then you do continual overs. Over, 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 over. Okay? Over, 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 over. So what's called tennis is when one goes back and forth. Over, 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 over. Okay? So let's see, what else? There's this, which seems harder, and it is harder, but it's actually not that much harder. I'm doing 2 with one hand, but then I'm bringing this hand through it. Okay? So what I do is I time it where right after I make the throw. So I make the throw and I start the cross. Here we go. Ready? Right, right, right. Throw, cross, throw, cross, throw, cross, throw, cross, throw, cross. So you're going like that. Now again, it's a little harder only because I'm showing you. All right, I'm just going to do it like I would actually do it in a show. Boom, 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 boom. Then what I do is I do this over my head and I come back the other way because you want to do both directions, right? So that's a tough one. You don't need the ball in your hand, but you can just practice. Just do it once, right? In, out, boom, like that. In, out, boom, like that. In, out, boom, like that. Okay? This is more 1 up, 2 up stuff. Okay? Here we go. So 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up. That's good, right? You can also move that middle ball around. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, right? You can do this where you pretend to throw 1 up with your other hand. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, right? See, I usually do that before I do the cross. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, 2 up, boom, 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 boom. Okay? There's also 1 up, 2 up, 1 up, cross. You cross them. Those you cross at the same time. The way I used it, the way I learned it is that that's a start. Just like that. So instead of the 1 up, it's 2 up, 1 up. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. So that's fun if you're doing this like this, then you can do this, right? 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Okay? Let's see. So bouncing off of your arm. Okay. So what you're aiming for is the flat part of your arm right here. And with 1 ball, you're going to practice it. Bing, 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 till you get it a couple of times. Bing, 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 bing. Then you put it together with the juggling. Juggling, 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 bing, bing, whoops. Let's try it again. Juggling, 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 bing, 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 bum, bum, bum. Right? That reminds me, I can do claw grabs. So I'm juggling along. I wait till the pink one comes, and I'm going to claw grab it down. Boom. So I'm catching down like this. Boom. 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 Right? Boom. So why would you do that? Well, it looks different, number one, and you can continue it. Boom, 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 boom. Right? All right, so I'm going to try one behind my back. And again, I'm aiming for a point above my shoulder. So I practice that with one. Just like that. Practice it with one. Now you notice I am bending, right? But not much. I don't want much bend. The reason I'm bending is because I have a shoulder injury. And so my shoulders are not working like they used to. All right. Then you put two. And I'm going to throw that over. And I'm going to clear this out before it comes down. Boom. Just like that. Boom. 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 Okay. Now the last, so I was starting with the one behind my back. What if I start the opposite way? So up, boom. So I'll throw it and then throw it behind my back. So I throw it and then throw it behind my back. All right. And that's another way to throw it behind my back. It's another way to practice without going in the full three. So throw it behind my back. Throw it behind my back. Then you finally eventually get to where you do all three. 1, 2, 3, behind your back. And you want to do it where it's not crazy. You're not trying to throw it. You're still just trying to bring it over your shoulder about the same height. As a matter of fact, if you can keep it to the same height, the better. The closer you can keep it to the same height, the better. All right, you can also do that same move under your leg. So one under your leg, just like that. Then do it while you're juggling. You can do one off of your knee. I don't know if I can do it where you can see it, where you're dropping it. And all I'm doing is I'm just letting it drop to my knee and I'm bringing my knee up. Bing, just like that. Bing, just like that. Bing, just like that. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Practice eating an apple. Now, when I did that the first time, I was using lacrosse balls. They're hard rubber. And when I hit myself in the mouth, man, I was trying to go fast. I gave myself a bloody lip, big time. You don't have to be so fast. You can even throw it up a little higher with your left hand. Up, just like that. Give yourself that extra minute. Right? I forgot to show you this one. You're juggling, juggling, juggling. I'm going to throw one under to hit that spot. So instead of going across to hit that spot, I go under to hit that spot. Suppose I should show you 3 in a circle real fast too. So in order to do 3 in a circle, now I'm hitting the same spot over and over again. And I hit a spot right in the middle. And I'll do 1, 2, and then hand it over. So it's 1, 2, hand, 1, 2, hand. And then once you start handing, it becomes throw and hand, throw and hand, throw and hand, throw and hand. All right, so 1, 2, just like that. And notice what I'm doing is I'm throwing this one up to this hand. So it's throw, catch. It's throw, throw, catch, throw, so that I'm doing it in the same motion. Up, boom, up, boom, up, boom. Should be able to do it both ways, right? So there's tons of juggling videos, I'm sure, out there, and tons of things. Practice these, play with them, have fun with them, and we'll move into some more complicated ones right away. And this is a routine. It's called tandem juggling. I always start with 3, and then I'll go to 4 and 5 with it. So what I'm going to do is hold these 2 parallel to the ground, and I'm going to throw them at the same time, like I'm going to do that. But what I'm going to do is throw the blue one, I'm going to throw the green one over to this hand, and I'm going to re-catch the blue one in my right hand. So it's like this, boom, boom, boom. Now the way that looks when a juggling pattern is, I'm going to throw one over, and this one's going to change hands. So the green one will come over to my left, the blue one will wind up getting caught in my right. So I'll throw 2 and catch 2, like this. Up, boom, boom. 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 Right? Then you do it. The other way, up, boom, boom, up, boom, boom, up, boom, whoops, up, boom, boom. Now you notice I'm not catching them exactly right and left. It's however I catch them, right? Up, boom, boom, doesn't matter, up, boom, boom. So usually I realize, I guess, that I catch it kind of more like this. I catch this one first and then the second one. Up, boom, boom, right? Up, boom, boom. The way that keeps going is when you get to 4 and then 5, okay? So I'm going to do this, and I'll do it in slow, but I'm throwing one, I'm switching, and then I'm throwing another one. So up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, just like that. Up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, up. It's pretty fast, right? But with practice, it's totally doable. Okay, so that's starting you with 4-ball stuff, okay? The other start for 4-ball stuff is 2 in each hand. 2 here, 2 here. Okay, now again, you have to make sure that your patterns are really clean. All right, if you're all over the place, it's way harder. So try to make that circle pattern nice and clean. So I'm going to try for 3 revolutions of the balls. That's all I'm trying for. So there's 2 balls here. 3 revolutions of the balls is 6 throws. So I'm going to do 6 throws with each hand, but they're both at the same time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that keeps them nice and, notice how I'm controlling it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So that's what you want to do. You want to control those 6 throws. And then you consider juggling 4 balls. You've done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now comes, what really looks amazing is when you don't juggle them together, but it's actually easier in a way. Once you've got that much down, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to stagger the start. So I'll go left, right, left, right, left, right. But I'm still doing 2 in each hand. So they're never crossing. Okay, here we go. See, it looks like craziness is going on, but literally you're only doing 2 in your right hand, 2 in your left hand. Doing 2 in your right hand, 2 in your left hand. You're just staggering. And it is easier because it's easier to control the hands separate. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. So keep doing stuff like that, right? Like even just 2 in one hand and doing this, right? Everything you can do will make it look, this kind of thing. And all of a sudden I'm doing crazy stuff with 4, all right? So when you're doing this, you just break 3. You throw 1 high like that and you catch all the rest. It's the way to end it. So I'm just basically stopping with my left hand and throwing 1 high with my right hand. Now also I take one of those balls and I put it in my left hand to clear that hand. So it's like I'm juggling, I stop here, 1 high, and then I put this one over here so that my right hand is cleared. Juggling, 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 1 high, boom. And I don't even think about that. I just do that naturally. I know I'm doing my final. I just clear my hand so that I can catch that. So not sure I'll be able to ever get to 5 here in this little space. But there you go. Have fun. Practice, practice, practice. Have fun practice. Take them with you wherever you go. Even if you only take 1 and just play with it. You can try the behind the back. You can try under the knee. You can try the arm. You can do all of your tricks with each hand with 1 ball. Anyway, I guess that's it. Click on the link below for DeBay juggling equipment. Have a great day, and hope you enjoy this. Have a good day. Oh, don't forget the coaching site too. Trying to help you guys make more money and be better entertainers. So check out my coaching site as well. Have a great day.